Hello everyone and welcome back to another one of my videos. For today's video, we'll be covering 7 stoic practices that will help you thrive in the madness of today's society. I hope you'll enjoy the following points and concepts. Point 1. Develop an internal locus of control. Man is disturbed not by things, but by the views he takes of them. Epictetus. Much of what happens in life is not within our control. The Stoics recognized this undeniable truth and focused instead on what they could do. It's easy to get frustrated today. We're so used to comfort that even the slightest inconvenience provokes outrage within us. If the internet takes a second longer than it should, or if traffic stalls for a minute, the natural instinct is annoyance, if not rage. It isn't any of these breakdowns that are making us unhappy. Unhappiness stems from the emotional response that we have chosen. The onus is on ourselves to ensure that we don't let external events affect our internal state of mind. Once we internalize that, it becomes clear that we have the power to be happy regardless of our circumstances. Point 2. Guard your time. We're tight-fisted with property and money, yet think too little of wasting time. The one thing about which we should all be the toughest misers. Seneca. The Stoics understood that time is our greatest asset. Unlike any of our material possessions, once lost, time can never be regained. We must therefore strive to waste as little of it as possible. Those who squander this scarce resource on minutiae or entertainment find that they have nothing to show for it in the end. The habit of procrastination and putting things off will come back to haunt us. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. On the other hand, those who give away their time freely to others will also find that they are no better than those who waste it. Most of us allow people and other obligations to impose on our time too easily. We make commitments without giving deep thought to what it entails. Calendars and schedules were meant to help us. We should not become a slave to them. Point 3. Don't outsource your happiness. I've often wondered how it is that every man loves himself more than all the rest of men, but yet sets less value on his own opinions of himself than on the opinions of others. Marcus Aurelius. Much of what we do stems from our primal need to be liked and accepted by others. Disapproval from our social group had serious repercussions in the past. It would have likely meant exile and eventually death in the wilderness. That's still true to some extent today, but how much time and effort do we spend trying to win the approval of others, and what is it costing us? We spend money we don't have to buy fancy things we don't need in order to impress someone we don't care about. Our choice of career or lifestyle is centered around how others perceive us, rather than what is best for us. We are held hostage and pay a king's ransom every day with no guarantee that we will ever be free. Point 4. Stay focused when confronted with distractions. If a person doesn't know to which port they sail, no wind is favorable. Seneca. Modern day capitalism has given us an abundance of options. It's one of the core problems we face in our daily lives. With so many options, we never really commit to a path. We either put off making a decision or pursue multiple activities all at once. The result is that we never really make headway into anything at all. The Stoics emphasize the need for purposeful action. We must take care not to be merely reacting to our circumstances, but to live intentionally. Point 5. Toss away ego and vanity. Throw out your conceited opinions, for it is impossible for a person to begin to learn what he thinks he already knows. Epictetus. One of Epictetus's biggest frustrations as a teacher was how his students claimed to want to be taught, but secretly believed that they knew everything. It's a pain all teachers know and most of us would recognize. At the heart of it is ego and arrogance. The thought is that we've learnt enough and are better than our contemporaries. Nowhere is such thinking more dangerous than today. This is why the most brilliant minds of today spend a good portion of their time reading. They understand that there is always wisdom to be gleaned, whether from the past, present, or future. We would be wise to do the same. Always stay a student. Point 6. Consolidate your thoughts in writing. No man was ever wise by chance. Seneca. Of the many things we can do daily, none are as important as looking inward. The act of self-reflection forces us to question ourselves and examine our own assumptions of the world. It's how the answers to some of the world's biggest questions have surfaced. Keeping a journal remains one of the most effective ways for mindfulness. It boosts creativity, increases gratitude, and serves as therapy all at once. The benefits are numerous. Your thoughts and feelings become clearer in writing than in your mind. Take the time to journal. It's not difficult and the rewards are immense. The final point, point 7. Imagine the worst that could happen. Nothing happens to a wise man against his expectation. Seneca. The Stoics regularly conducted an exercise known as the premeditation of evils. The goal was to imagine the worst events that could possibly happen to them. For some, it was a loss of reputation. To others, it was financial ruin and poverty. But common to all was the eventuality of death. What would things look like if everything went wrong tomorrow? How would I cope with that situation? Should this change the way I live today? These were some of the questions they asked themselves. The exercise never failed to yield valuable rewards. The Stoics took cautionary measures to ensure that the undesirable outcome would not eventuate. Even when it failed, they lived better, for they had contemplated how they would weather the adversity they were faced with. We should be brutally honest with ourselves and never be afraid to confront reality. That is the best way we can prepare for success and be ready for failure. Thank you so much for watching this video and see you on the next one. Appreciate you all and good luck until next time.